It's been a crazy 3 days for Welsh Rugby Union. We've had 2 meetings of the PRB which have not gone down well with fans and clubs. There's been chaos off the field. And let's have a look at what happened, because yesterday it was announced that there were plans to merge the Ospreys and the Scarlets, and today those plans have been scrapped. It just took 24 hours for people to go, no, this is not going to work. And let's have a little read, shall we, of what's actually transpired in the last 72 hours. So the Scarlets say the proposed merger with the Ospreys is off the table. It follows a similar statement by the Ospreys on Tuesday, which is yesterday as I'm recording this video, confirming deadlock on the proposed plan to reorganise Welsh domestic rugby. As part of Project Reset, the rival regions were expected to merge. So the Welsh Rugby Union is saying, you guys have got to merge together, whether you like it or not. With a new team created in North Wales, there's another option open to Welsh Rugby Union. It's called moving the Dragons from Newport, a team which they own, to North Wales, should they want to do this insane reorganisation within the next few months. Scarlets claim the Ospreys approached them over a potential merger in December of last year, and the proposal was set to come into force until the Ospreys were due at a meeting of the Professional Rugby Board on the 5th of March, which was yesterday, which was Tuesday. Heads of terms were agreed and signed by the Ospreys and the Scarlets on the 1st of March, so this is last weekend, on terms we believe our supporters would be happy with. This is coming out of the Scarlets statement. This was to be proposed at a meeting of the PRB on Tuesday afternoon, but we were told at the start of the meeting that the Ospreys had changed their mind. The merger is off the table. Ospreys chairman Mike James announced his resignation actually in that meeting and with the region, calling for a complete rethink of the process. The instability created by the PRB's chaotic approach to its own imposed restructuring criteria has been at the height of recklessness at its worst and incompetent management at its best. So that's the Ospreys statement, which I covered in yesterday's video. The discussions between the Welsh Rugby Union and the regions have been dubbed Project Reset. Previous proposals have included merging the Ospreys and the Cardiff Blues, but those plans fell through, and I've mentioned that in a previous Ospreys video as well. That was literally the last chance saloon decision should everything fail. Wales hooker Scott Baldwin says the Ospreys directors have told the players the future of the region is guaranteed, and that's what they said before the PRB started their meetings, that they were going to be playing next year as a team. The Ospreys and Scarlets are fierce rivals and have been the most consistently successful of the Welsh regions since their creation in 2003, having won the domestic league 6 times between them. And that is true. They are better than the Blues and the Dragons. The Dragons and the Blues have never won the title, and that is also true. The Scarlet statement claims the Ospreys instigated the merger talks, and it was their suggestion that led to the proposal for a region in North Wales, which I find interesting. In late December, the Scarlets received a high-level approach from the Ospreys to explore the option of a merger, as they had come to the conclusion that their position as tenants of the Liberty Stadium was proving to be challenging. We all know that. This was discussed at the 2-day strategy meeting of the PRB at the beginning of January. The loss of a region would have put Welsh Rugby in breach of its commitment to having 4 regions playing in the major competitions. As a result, the option of a team playing in North Wales was raised. By the time of the next PRB meeting on the 5th of February last month, discussions had broken down between the Scarlets and the Ospreys, and were told that the Ospreys and another region were in talks for a possible merger, again with the North Wales being the option to maintain 4 teams. Subsequently, those discussions also broke down, and we were approached again last week by the Ospreys to consider a merger. The PRB issued a statement on Tuesday outlining its reaction to the breakdown in talks. The PRB wishes to put on record its disappointment at the timing and the uncertainty this caused players, staff, coaches and the Welsh rugby public. We are reunited in its pursuit of what is best for professional rugby in Wales. The PRB statement was signed by Regional Chairman Dave Buttress of the Dragons, Nigel Short of the Scarlets, Alan Jones of the Cardiff Blues, and WRU Chief Executive Martin Phillips, Finance Director Steve Phillips, and Independent Chairman Dave Lovett. So there we go. So that's basically what has caused this to collapse. However, when it was announced, players were coming out going, we're not certain what's going to happen with our contracts. So Ken Owens, who's the head of the Players Union, was deeply concerned that the players were not involved in the process. Alan Wynne-Jones, who plays for the Ospreys, is deeply concerned about the fact that he doesn't have a contract for next year, amongst other players, and he's a key component of this because he's a key Welsh international. And the fact that the Mike James has quit at the beginning of the meeting says a lot. The fact the plans are now off the table, it just shows chaos at the top level, because the Welsh Rugby Union are trying to force teams to merge together. And it always seems to be the Ospreys they're trying to merge with other teams. If they want a team in North Wales, there is a very simple solution. They own the Dragons. They fund the Dragons wholly. They already have contracted players at the Dragons. Move the Dragons. It's a no-brainer. The Welsh Rugby Union already own a team. And the fact that the Scarlets and the Ospreys are fierce rivals and the 2 most successful teams in Welsh Rugby, to remove one of those successful teams and leave a full squad of players basically without a job next year, without job certainty, is insanity. If Welsh Rugby Union is serious about taking a team to North Wales, they already own one, as I've said, the Dragons, in whole. and they have owned the Dragons for a couple of years because the Dragons are the weakest of the financially. They are the weakest team out of the 4 in Wales that play in the Pro League. Also, the question has to be raised about why, at domestic level, and the former Celtic, now Pro League, obviously got the Italian and South African teams that have joined in the last decade, why is it that the 4 Welsh teams seem to struggle for fans, seem to struggle financially more than the others, and are less successful? Because you've got to look at the Irish and their success in Europe and in the Celtic League, all 4 Irish provinces. You've got to look at the Scots, the fact they only have 2 teams that are both really competitive, and Glasgow and Edinburgh both at times have been some of the top teams in the Pro League. And you've got to look at Italy and how their teams have really stepped up to the plate, especially Benetton Treviso, and the fact that Treviso are ripping up, their conference in the Pro League. And you've got to look at why the 4 Welsh teams struggle financially and to draw fans. And there's got to be several reasons for that. 1, dropping of the place name monikers might have something to do with it. And 2, the selection rules to get into the Welsh national side. If you've got less than 60 caps, you cannot play abroad unless there are exceptional circumstances or you are exceptionally talented. So Josh Adams being an exceptional circumstance. That also needs to be looked at because a lot of Welsh players suddenly rapidly return to Wales. And that's a lot of international players who've played international rugby playing for only 4 teams professionally. Can Welsh rugby sustain that? And the answer is no. So you have to look at the selection rules of Wales. Whether Wayne Pivac will keep them in place post Warren Gatland is open for debate. And Wayne Pivac needs to be involved in this process as well as the new Welsh coach coming in after the World Cup. We know there's going to be a change with the coaching setup with Wales, with Gatland stepping down, Sean Edwards going back to Rugby League, and Rob Howley, we don't know if he's going to stay as part of Pivac's team or move on. But it is crucial that the national side have some input and the national coaching setup have some input. It is crucial. What is also crucial is the players are more consulted than they currently are because they feel they're completely out of the loop. And it seems that the Ospreys have been painted as the bad boys here when actually they've been very transparent throughout the process. And it seems that the Welsh Rugby Union and the PRB seem to be very reactionary and not seem to be planning long term. They've suddenly come out of nowhere in the last few weeks and said, we want a team in North Wales for next season. It takes a while to plan ahead to set up a team that can be financially viable and can actually be successful as well. It just doesn't happen overnight. Is the infrastructure there in North Wales and is the fan base for Rugby Union there in North Wales as well? That might be something to look at. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a chaotic 3 days. More chaos is set to follow because there is lack of trust from fans, players and club officials with the Welsh Rugby Union. There's clearly a lack of trust and a breakdown in communication with the PRB and the Ospreys and possibly all other 3 regions as well. And the fact that they want a team in North Wales, they already have the structures in place with the Dragons to move that team to North Wales. They already have an established club identity and club unity because they're owned by the Welsh Rugby Union. So possibly moving the Dragons could be the other option. The Welsh Rugby Union don't seem to want to do that. They want to merge 2 teams together, which makes no sense to the fans of those teams and the players of those teams because it means they have no certainty about where they're playing next year. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below and I'll have some more videos for you very soon.